Howdy, everyone. My name's Nicholas, and welcome to the Headliner PodPod. We're a show about podcasts featuring podcasts by podcasters that's hosted by people who help podcasters with their podcasting. On each episode, a few of us folks over at Headliner sit down to play a game that centers around listening to randomly selected clips from over 500 show submissions we've gotten from podcasters. Why? Well, in order to find what we call Pod Zero. Here are the rules. Each lucky contestant will hear a 60-second podcast clip. They'll then need to pick the correct podcast title from a lineup of 3 choices before being shown the artwork for the show. Before we get this party started, though, let's say hi to each of our contestants for today. Starting with Jesse.
Hi to each of our contestants today.
I see what you did there. Next up, we've got Pratik,
Hey everyone.
followed by Max,
Hey, headliners.
Christy.
Can I get bleeped out?
Yeah, you can get bleeped out. I just
So
have to remember to do it.
Let's go.
If I forget to do it, it's going to be really funny because we'll just have a very obvious edit there.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's forgo. Like you said it with a mouthful of spaghetti. And next we have Oliver.
Just we're doing this for the kids. This is all for the kids.
There you go. So this is my note to remember to censor that. And of course, we also have our producer, Alyssa.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you for not making me censor anything with your intro.
You're-
I'll just
you're
add like a 5-second bleep in just for good measure, but we'll see if I actually do. Anyway, Alyssa, word on the street is you have a bit of news for us.
I do. So allow me to introduce Podcast Promo. Podcast Promo is Headliner's programmatic ad tool. It's an effective, transparent way to grow your podcast at scale while continuously retaining listens. And if I do say so myself, it has a pretty swanky updated webpage as well. Podcast Promo leverages the Headliner Publisher Network to get podcasts in front of new audiences at the same time and place when they are most receptive to new ideas, topics, and messaging. And Headliner, we know your data matters. That's why we've made Podcast Promo as transparent as can be. By connecting your RSS feed, Headliner communicates all your data to your external analytics board that you know and love. All Podcast Promo listens are IAB approved too. Try Podcast Promo to grow your audience easily and transparently.
Okay, cool. That's so neat. Really cool that we're IAB approved, and I'm totally here for it. So now with that fun spiel out of the way, let's just dive right into the game and start things off with Jesse, who cannot fudge the numbers or write any notes down on what'll be the right answer.
Let's get it.
He's still going to do it. I know he is.
He can try his darndest. Is it Spider-Man? I don't know. Okay.
It's actually advice that I've taken action upon myself because it goes back to human nature. And my initial kind of comment about the value of a business coach is, we're as human nature, we're an emotional state around our own thing, where if you have someone with outside eyes, they can actually give you some unemotional, logical viewpoint. And sometimes you don't even know why people are really engaging with you. You don't even know to a really deep degree your zone of genius. So many times when I'm building out leadership content and training, I've just reached out to my clients, my franchise partners, and my team. It's like, hey, what are 2 or 3 things that you really, really enjoy and get value from the way I operate, the way I lead? And then by them giving you that feedback, it gives you insight. Oh, wow, this is actually what's connecting with someone. And you can build more content. You can build more asset resources, product or services around that.
There you have it. Assets, resources. I think I heard the word building at some point.
Build.
Let's do it,
And this
Jesse.
is-
Here are your
this
options.
This is Chuck Mangioni, by the way, but it can be Spider-Man if you want him to be.
Oh, my bad. It just okay.
No, I can see where Alyssa came from with it. It kind of looked like a man, an arachnid of some sort.
That is his Disguise album.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's get them choices.
Yes, here are your choices for today, Jesse. Number 1, Small Business Bootcamp. Number 2, The Small Business Show. And number 3, Tiny But Mighty, the podcast for small businesses.
All right, I'm just gonna say it. A podcast that has the word tiny but mighty, like that alliteration there. Or is that what that is? Is that alliteration? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But that is not alliteration. Beautiful. That grammatical term right there, I love that one. That's a good one.
Rolls
I'm
off the
not
tongue.
gonna
Rhyming.
rhyming. Is that it? Awesome. So I'm already not loving number 2, small business show. I feel like when compared up against small business boot camp, I mean, that just sounds intense. It sounds like you're going to get some knowledge. And
Sure.
so as much as I love rhyme, I'm going to go small business boot camp.
Okay. Also, I don't think Tiny But Mighty rhymes, but that could just be me.
It
It's a
doesn't.
close one.
It doesn't at all.
It's a near rhyme. Yeah.
And I like that.
It does. You cannot spell. Actually, you can spell mighty without tiny, but never mind. Anyway, so sorry, Jesse. You are incorrect today.
But was it the tiny one?
No, it was not. It was the small business show. Maybe it would have been, and maybe my joke would have worked if tiny was actually timey. Timey but mighty. You can't spell timey without mighty. But anyway.
It ends with
Right.
Y. It's the same sound.
Yeah.
Just everybody was wrong. Just
Just overall.
You were just wrong.
F.
That's what that was. Anyway, the small business show and the clip we just listened to was from their episode Self-Mastery, a continuous journey in leadership. And here's our show description. Swire Ho, hashtag the promo guy, sits down for candid and in-depth conversations with entrepreneurs and business professionals he finds fascinating. Learn the tips and tricks for marketing, running, and growing a small business. Small Business Show is created by Garada Promo and Branding Solutions. So there you have it. Very simple, very clean podcast art, and a interesting clip for those of you with a small business, I'm sure. Jumping on over, let's go with Pratik next.
Let's do it.
Interviewing someone is a collaboration with them, even though you might think, oh, no, it's an interview. It's not, it's a collaboration because you're reaching their audience, they're reaching yours. A few other little things which you may or may not want to try. What's trending? Jump on it and see if you can create something of your own on that trend. And also what I call newsjacking, Gary. I'm the most viral for my newsjacking content, i.e., there's something big in the media or something everyone's talking about, I've my own spin and take on it. I've had hundreds of millions of views doing that kind of content. So, for example, you might jump and talk about AI and the dual use paradox of, maybe it could be the best tool known to man, or maybe it could wipe us out within 100 years.
All right. Set your calendars for 100 years, y'all. On that note, Pratik, here are your options for today. Number 1, Creator Studio. Number 2, Tinkertown Podcast. And number 3, Creating and Making with Gary.
What was the first one again?
Creator Studio.
I think I'm gonna go with the third option. The
Creating and Making with Gary.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. So sorry. It was actually Creator Studio. I thought you had got me there. Perhaps there was a tell when I said it. I don't know. But nope, it was Creator Studio. And it is hosted by a guy named Gary. So,
Got it. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, who's gonna come up with this random name Gary? But now I see why the name Gary was in there. So
there
I
you
had
go.
a Webkins gorilla named Gary. Fun fact.
My rival in Pokemon's name was Gary. That counts.
Nice.
Anyway.
Tinkertown? Now that's alliteration.
Yes. That is right, Max. You told us the other one wasn't. Can you confirm nor deny this?
That is true.
Okay,
2
thank God.
Words, multiple words with the same letter, beginning with the same letter.
Thank God. And the clip we just heard from Creator Studio was episode 21, In the Studio with Rob Moore. Here's our description. Welcome to the Creator Studio. Step inside Gary Club with host Gary Henderson as he uncovers the secrets of entrepreneurship, success, and personal growth. Experience live sessions packed with inspiring stories, industry insights, and actionable tips for building your empire. The Creator Studio podcast is your backstage pass to this electrifying journey. Join us and unlock the endless possibilities within you. Cool stuff. I like the artwork. I think that's a really cool looking giraffe, personally. Kind of gives me like Jeffrey the giraffe from Toys R Us vibes if he just like grew a mullet one day. And sure, why not? Maybe 2024 is the year the mullet makes a comeback. So, Alyssa's shaking her head. Nope, it's happening.
It's back with a vengeance.
Okay.
We're in
It was
Nashville.
back. It
It's
was back like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Morgan Wallen really
Mhm.
did a number.
Yep.
I technically had a mullet during the lockdown because I couldn't get a haircut for like a year. Anyway, on that note, let's jump over to Christy and see what he has to say for our next contestant.
Let's frickin' go.
I am worthy of love and respect are examples of positive affirmations. They are personal, positive, and meaningful messages that you repeat to yourself regularly. These affirmations have beneficial effects. They shift your mindset from negative to positive, lift self-esteem, and reduce stress and anxiety. When you make affirmations a habit, they shape your thoughts and beliefs, making you feel more self-assured and driven. Practicing positive affirmations comes in various forms. Begin by pinpointing areas where you need a boost. Write down affirmations related to those areas and repeat them daily, especially in the morning or before tough situations. Using I am statements in the present tense makes affirmations stronger. Create visual cues by jotting affirmations on sticky notes or setting them as reminders on your phone. Surround yourself with positivity by placing affirmations where you'll see them often. Blend affirmations with deep breathing or meditation.
Okay. There was our clip.
All right.
And taking a page from the instructions in it, I am pleased to read these options to you, Christy.
I'm
So let's
ready
do
to
that.
hear your affirmations.
Cool. You used an I am statement. Nice. We're killing it today, dude. So let's go ahead with the first one. Morning affirmations. Number 2, rise up mentor. And number 3, common ground with Jay Harlow.
It's not the third one.
You don't know that.
That's nice try. Nice
could
try.
be.
It's nice try. That's fun. That was funny. That was good. I'm gonna roll with that for the rest of my day. Let's do the first one, morning affirmations.
Morning affirmations is unfortunately incorrect. It was rise
okay.
up mentor. That's good. That's a
Okay.
good attitude. You've affirmed your way to not minding.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm back to the bottom. I was comfortable at the bottom the first time. I mean, we'll see into if I get the power back in my head, but so far, still like the bottom.
This is great. This
You
is
were like-
inspiring.
Partly right, because you knew it wasn't the third one.
Yeah.
There's
There
that.
you go.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, there was that. There is that.
So here's a little bit about our show. The episode we just heard a clip from was episode 47, Practicing Positive Affirmations. And here's our show description. Welcome to Rise Up Mentor, formerly Summits of Life, a platform that advocates for lifelong learning and constant improvement in every aspect of life. As someone who's experienced both the valleys and peaks of life, I understand that while we cannot control all the obstacles that come our way, we do have the power to choose whether we get back up or not. And each time we choose to rise again, we become stronger. But why settle for just getting back up? By consistently striving to become better and wiser, we can reduce our chances of being knocked down in the first place. That's why I started Rise Up Mentor, to encourage and motivate you to continuously improve in all areas of life, including vocation, marriage, friendship, personal development, health, parenting, lifestyle, spirituality, intellect, and finance. Although I am a certified master life coach, I don't consider myself an expert or master because I don't feel like there's such a thing as mastering life. But it is possible to consistently get better at it. I'm a lifelong learner who's committed to constantly improving, and I want to share that mindset and journey with you. If you're looking for a resource that provides helpful information and encouragement to become the best version of yourself, then you've come to the right place. Let's embark on this journey of self-improvement together. So there you have it. Interesting stuff. Let's skedaddle over to our next contestant. Oliver, would you like to go next?
I love it. Let's do it. My eyes are closed. Let's go.
Sounds good.
You need to be aware, but it is something it's a risk that we take when we engage in restorative practice. And I think most people who engage in it are, obviously it's voluntary, so most people who engage in it are aware that they're going to be talking about the impact of harm. They should be embedded in your work, how you conduct yourself. And so that awareness, you may see it in the preparation. I would imagine, from my experience, you see it more. However, when parties get together, you're talking through their experiences and their impacts. So you would expect that people will get emotional. Not always, but it's the possibility for preparing people as much as possible for when you get to a face-to-face meeting, if that's what's going to happen. It's likely that emotions will be heightened because they're seeing each other face-to-face.
Okay. Here was our clip. And here are your options for today, Oliver. Number 1, Making My Way by Vanessa Carlton. Number 2,
What it is.
Number 2, We Can Find a Way. And number 3, Better Days Pod by Denzel Baker.
I think the first one is, well, I know the first one is a song lyric. So back when that song came out, I was on a roofing crew. It was very hot that summer, and it would be like making the way downtown. And that song was playing. I was hungover one day on a roof. It was literally like 100 degrees, and it was an asphalt roof. I burned myself. I dropped a bunch of stuff off the side of the roof and was no longer allowed on the roof anymore for the rest of the summer to that song. So I know number 1 is not an answer. So let's cross that off the board, Nicholas.
Okay, I'm crossing it off. I've officially ruined my monitor. I used permanent ink.
Absolutely. Analog all the way. All right.
Yep.
What was the second one there? Because that sounded like a song lyric as well.
We Can Find a Way.
We can find a way. Now, would a Scottish person say that?
Irish.
They're Irish?
I'm pretty sure that was an Irish accent.
I don't think so, Nicholas. And I'm
basing this purely off the fact that I watched an Irish film like a week ago, and the accent sounded the same to me. But
well,
I'm not the master of
Leonardo
echolocation.
DiCaprio isn't. If you watch The Irishman, his accents aren't that authentic. If you've seen Blood Diamond, The Departed,
fair enough.
Yeah,
That's weird. That's a weird accent he has in that movie.
Yeah, it's not real. It's
Wait,
not
he was
real. It's acting.
Was he?
No.
Huh?
No, he wasn't in The Irishman.
Oh, okay.
No.
I also didn't
okay.
watch The Irishman, but
Nobody was Irish in The Irishman.
Not really, yes. Be that as it may.
But I
Max is
digress.
shattering my world over here, but
All right.
I
I
digress.
think the answer is number 3. It was the PodPod, Denzel Bogues.
Better Days Pod by Denzel Baker is
That's
incorrect.
it, right there.
Oliver, you were
That's
on
it.
the money in guessing the first one was a song because, yes, it was that song. But the third one is also a song. It's Better Days by Baker Boy, the Aborigine Australian rapper.
What?
Yeah. Alyssa wrote
Amazing.
Better Days Pod, and I added the name because I knew the song. So sorry to trick you.
Amazing.
Teamwork.
Yeah,
What happened to
teamwork.
this poor bear? This teddy bear has been beaten.
What's the name of this podcast? Let's go. I'm going to look up where they're
find
from.
a better way.
Okay.
Or sorry, we can find a way. And I'm assuming, Max, the artwork of this teddy bear with his arm in a sling and several bandages is implying that he will find a way.
I hope so. Hang in there, buddy.
Let's write him a card.
I feel like
Anyway.
the podcast is about something to do with bad surgery. There must be a better way. Look what we did to our bear.
So the episode title is Justice Can Be Trauma Informed with the guest Gail Cochran. So maybe for all we know, it could be about like injuries, surgery, stuff.
Oh, this teddy bear had an unfortunate accident.
If
Yeah.
only
That he
we had a description.
accident.
We do have a description. How
Related.
perfect.
Get it now.
The description for the show. Max is still vamping. Oh, please share with the class, Max. Have you brought enough for everybody?
Well, you guys got me started on The Irishman. You expect me to not make it this all mob related?
So you think this bear had a problem? He owed some money to the mobster down the
Yeah, he had
street.
an unfortunate accident.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. I see it. He couldn't make his payments, so Gazzo the mobster had to break his thumbs, but he's a bear, so they just did the whole arm because teddy bears don't have arm thumbs. I'm just going to keep moving on. Here's our show description. Conflict is everywhere with friends and family. So there we have it. One word salad later. Let's go over to Max now, who can continue his story if he'd like to with his option.
Well, I would just like to bring everybody's attention to the fact that I'm here with Heady. Heady is in the room with me, bringing me special powers today. So feeling good about today's option.
have
If you're
transcended
listening,
this
I have a
existence.
background where Heady is floating behind me. And so if you're at the video, you can see what I mean. But if you're just listening, I'm sorry, you do not get to see my cool Heady visual. Can you see it?
Yeah, I was thinking I was trying to remember if you made that or if I did, honestly.
We made it together.
I think so, actually. Anyway, let's get this next clip going, shall we?
Let's do it. Closed, ears wide open.
Okay. So as a beginner, I'm going to assume you are on board for using AI because I think that is the first obstacle to or hurdle to come over, like mindset change of like, okay, I will use AI now because, you know, some people are very against it and are afraid of it or whatever, like the reason is, you know, consider it. I think like as a tool and it's also not autonomous, it's not going to take the job for you. A person who uses AI will take a job from something like that, you know. I feel like as like life goes, we always upscale, we always up level, we learn new things, and this is just another instance of that. You upscale, you learn new things, you know. So what you should do, like I said, it's easy to get overwhelmed. So maybe you'll be overwhelmed. It's okay, but let it pass. And then once that is passed, and you have like all the shiny things like out of your vision, like I said, break down your process. Like, what are you doing? What is your work? Like, how does it look like?
Okay. There's your clip, Max. And here
Versus
are
AI. It always ends up AI with me at this point.
Has it
Yes.
really? Is there a recurring pattern for that?
Well, working on this Eddie stuff, and so just feel like every day it's just AI falling into AI discussions.
Okay. Interesting.
Try to get out and they keep pulling me back in.
Like a mob.
Like the mob. Yeah, exactly.
It's all mafia and AI in my life right now. It's all
There you go. And I did compare you, by the way, to Keanu Reeves a few weeks ago in your voice at the beginning of an episode. So you're kind of like John Wick. You keep trying to quit and you keep coming back. So there you go.
I thought you were critiquing my
I guess I could also have made a Matrix
my
reference.
impression of whatever the movie that was. And that was like as if Keanu Reeves does it because he's got monotonia as I do.
Yep.
I don't know if I just made that up, but you know.
Anyway,
That's a good name.
Monotonia sounds like it would be like an indie rock album from like 2004, very Arcade Fire influenced. Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway,
Hope it
here are
comes
your
out
options for today.
95 Corolla song.
There you go. So your three options, Max, are number 1, Tech Today. Number 2, Multimedia and Millennials. And number 3, Making Sense of Technology in Multimedia.
Really running the gambit from starting off super vague and then ending up way too specific.
Yeah. Well, if we actually got like a 4th and 5th option, I would have just started to do what they do on Amazon, which is like multimedia technology, good, best quality, just like a bunch of keyword stuffing. So.
Oh yeah, and then with the now popular ChatGPT thing that people forget to remove, it says as a language model, I'm not allowed to write this type of description.
Yeah.
They forget to delete it.
That's the Amazon listing. So if you want, that could be the 4th option if you need one of those.
Can you read them again?
Sure. Tech Today, Multimedia and Millennials. Number 3, Making Sense of Technology in Multimedia.
I'm going to go with the last one.
Okay. Well, Max, you are correct, sir. I think you might have been the only one to be correct today, right? Am I wrong in saying that? Anyone?
Yeah, go Max.
Bueller?
I got the power of Heady with me. Thank you, Heady.
You have transcended this plane.
Yeah. You've
was
mastered
just-
podcasting.
It was just specific enough. It was like oddly specific, where I'm like, that's a little too specific to be made up, but
Mhm.
just not specific enough to be something that would be an obvious misdirection. Or not obvious, but a
See,
subtle
because you
misdirection.
said that now, Alyssa and I get to make it harder because we get to take
Well,
that into
if-
consideration.
If you guys could get that level of right in between, I'm trying to throw you off, but I'm also just trying to describe what the thing is, then hats off to you.
I'll take you up on that challenge. Challenge accepted, sir.
I assume you
So-
will next week.
Let's learn a bit about this show, shall we? Here's our episode name: Humanizing Technology, the intersection of AI and creativity. And our show description is: Making sense of technology and multimedia is the ultimate podcast for unraveling the intricate world of multimedia through the lens of technology. Let's explore the fascinating intersection of technology and multimedia, covering photography, videography, live streaming, podcasting, and more. Are you seeking clarity and understanding the complexities of multimedia and content creation in the digital age? Look no further. Our podcast focuses on creating multimedia content and emphasizes the technological components involved in the process. It's captivating and intriguing. Whether you're a business owner, influencer, or enthusiast, we've got you covered. Discover invaluable insights and practical advice to navigate the ever-evolving landscape of photography, videography, live streaming, voice, podcasting, and all the multimedia forms that impact your content. Embark on this enlightening adventure and unlock the tools and knowledge to thrive in the technology-driven multimedia. So it's a show about multimedia. I'm starting to understand, and I think that's very neat personally. Maybe it's because I actually like all of those things, including photography, videography, live streaming, podcasting, and more. But maybe I'm also just being very dry about it right now. At any rate, cool sounding show. I might actually stick around and listen to it because it does sound right up my alley. On that note, thank you to everyone for playing today. Max, you'll be getting a golden crown in the mail. It will be painted on. The gold isn't real. And it might still be wet for all we know when it gets to you. Like the gold might not have dried, but it's yours. Use it as you please.
I was like, why would the crown be wet? What did you do to it?
Just dipped it in gold. I actually was outside of your apartment with a box, dipped it in gold, and then just closed the box and like hit the doorbell and left.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. We have a whole system. Not a good one, but a system. Anyway, thank you to everyone for playing, and we'll catch you next week. And thank you to everyone for listening. So yeah, bye-bye.